a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Sports. We are Southeast.
We finally reached the month of September here at Turner Field. Home games dwindling to a precious few, but a nice crowd is gathering as the Braves have a chance for their first home sweep. And it will hopefully come against the San Diego Padres as we wrap up a series on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe. Sad to say goodbye to the month of August because the Braves, quite frankly, played very good baseball. The offense came to life, and because of that offense, the inexperience that showed to the Braves starting staff, well, frankly, it wasn't exposed too much.
No, it wasn't. Covered up a few bad outings along the way, but all in August, a very good record. 13-15 by comparison to the rest of the year. Much improved offense, 5 runs a game, 268 average, a ton of home runs in the month, which is a welcome sight. And while the ERA was still over 5, great numbers out of the end of the bullpen, finishing up games that the Braves did have the lead with 8 saves. So all of those with monthly highs for the Braves bodes well for the month of September.
So the San Diego Padres, the opposition today, a club like Atlanta that's in transition. Not a single member of their starting rotation is still with the ball club. That's pretty amazing. And today they turn the ball over to Jared Cozart, the former Marlin, who they acquired in a trade a couple of weeks ago.
And he's pitched pretty well for them. He hasn't gotten a lot of decisions, but Jared Cozart, the Braves have seen a lot of him while he was with the Miami Marlins. He's got a fastball, sinker, changeup. He has 66% ground ball outs. That's the highest percentage, I should say, in all of baseball. And he's got great numbers against the Braves. You see down there at the bottom, he's never lost to Atlanta. So the Braves maybe owe him a little bit coming into this outing.
And he's healthy, which is a big key. We'll talk about that later. Healthy, too, is Mike Foltynewicz. Boy, he feasted on the Giants last time out. Hopefully he can do that in back-to-back outings.
As you watch this video, watch both sides of the plate. He had his fastball and slider working to both sides. I thought that was instrumental in this great outing. The only run he allowed was a home run to Brandon Crawford. Otherwise, he was blowing these guys away. As good as he's pitched, in my view, all year long because of his command and because of how he was using both sides of the plate. For Mike Foltynewicz, his last 5 starts have been really a tremendous sign of the strides he's taking to becoming one of the top pitchers on this staff.
So plenty of heat coming from Mike Foltynewicz on a warm afternoon for baseball. And with that in mind, let's send it down to our colleague Paul Bird for more on today's matchup. Birdie?
It is a warm afternoon, Chip. I hope you guys are enjoying that AC in the booth. You know I got to get on you. It's smoking down here on the field. I hope Mike Foltynewicz is smoking. Yeah, he's got the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He talked today about finishing guys. He talked about the 0-2-1-2 pitch, making it quality, nasty. He thinks that will improve his game. Here's what I like. If he pitches guys backwards, starting with the breaking ball early, he can finish with 100 to finish him off. If he throws it fastball early, look for it to be 94, 95, him hit his spot. Jared Cozart, very, very good cutter. He will front door it to righties and throw up and in to lefties and try and jam him. Look for that pitch specifically. If that's on, it's going to be a great, great pitching matchup. We got a day game. Folty likes pitching at home. Guys, I'm excited. Back to you.
Couldn't tell. Should be a beautiful day for baseball. Birdie, great to have you alongside. It's game 3 of the Braves and the San Diego Padres. Atlanta goes for a sweep. Lineups and first pitch coming right up.
Delta Airlines, your local Ford dealer, the Home Depot, and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
Well, the Braves are on a roll here at home. 4 straight games where they've scored 7 or more runs, and as Joe mentioned earlier, a chance for Atlanta to complete its first 3-game sweep of an opponent at Turner Field here in the 2016 season. Mike Foltynewicz will be the man charged with slowing down the San Diego Padres, who may be a little optimistic about Yangervis Solarte and his MVP candidacy. However, it's always good to dream, and we'll see what happens as the Braves and Pods wrap things up here in 2016. Mike Foltynewicz coming off an excellent start last time out against the Giants. Mike is 7-5 on the year, and pitching, I think, the way you want to see your young pitchers pitch this time of year. You want to see strides taken in a positive direction. I think that's safe to say in the last 4 or 5 for Mike, that's been the case.
Well, he's got a couple of things working for him today, where he's pitched well at home, a 3.69 ERA, and the 3 home runs allowed, much better at home than the 13 he's allowed on the road. Also, day games, 3-0 with a 1.38 ERA and just 2 home runs allowed. So both of these things working in his favor today as we take a look at his 4 keys to pitching success. Number 1, save the heat. As Paul Bird just said, he's getting ahead with his off-speed stuff, putting guys away with his fastball. So that's a real good recipe for today as well. And energy, saving a little energy wouldn't hurt today on a hot, very humid day in Atlanta. So the fewer pitches per inning, the better.
Can't think of 2 different weather days for Mike Foltynewicz. Think of the cool, crisp weather he faced in San Francisco. Beautiful skies like today, but you're right, it is hot, it is muggy here in his start on his home mound. The San Diego Padres will feature Travis Jankowski leading off. Myers, Solarte, Dickerson, the cleanup man. Schimpf, Arcia's hit a couple of homers here. We'll get a look at Hector Sanchez in extended duty behind the plate. Luis Sardinas, the shortstop, and Jared Cosart is the man on the mound. It's been a long road trip for the Padres. It started in Miami. It continues here in Atlanta. They make their way west and finish off the road trip with a 3-game set with the Los Angeles Dodgers starting tomorrow night. That's another reason why we have the early game. Help the Padres face a bit more reasonable travel with their date out west tomorrow night. So Foltynewicz ready to go, and his first of the day is just off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. 85 degrees with humidity to match. And a line drive to center. And INCIARTE retreats and makes the play for out number 1.
It was 66 degrees in San Francisco in his last start. And as you said, Chip, 85 degrees today, 77% humidity. Quite a difference.
But already Mike trying to abide by one of your Ford keys. Energy. 1 out, 2 pitches. And here's Wil Myers. Myers, a terrific player, but he's had a tough August, hitting .216 this month with only 2 homers. And the Braves have held him down so far in this series. Will just 1 for 8 at the plate. .96 with movement there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And as we have seen, Wil Myers will swing at the fastball, just put it somewhere in the vicinity.
Myers has authored a 20 homer, 20 steal season. And he's second on their club in strikeouts with 117. Let me correct that. He's first on their team in strikeouts. It's Derek Norris who's second. Beg your pardon. 133 for Myers. And he's got a 2-2 count.
Good try, trying to go to the inside corner after that slow breaking ball.
So Mike's first full count of the day. And Myers drives 1 toward left. Kemp, though, is going to have room. And that's the second out of the inning. 2 fly ball outs, 1 to center, 1 to left. And here's Yangervis Solarte.
They've got 4 switch hitters in their lineup today. Don't see that very often anymore. Solarte is one of them. And a very interesting thing about his numbers.
First the pitch, which has popped up into left center field, and Ender is there. Just the kind of start Foltynewicz wanted, using the big ballpark. 3 outs, 9 pitches. Diamondbacks are coming up here in the bottom of the first inning, riding a 5 runs per game scoring average throughout the month of August. And the man they'll face today is a familiar foe, Jared Cozart.
He is 26 years old, 6'3", 205 out of League City, Texas. His career numbers against the Braves, 3-0, 2.63 ERA. As I mentioned in one of our earlier comments, this guy leads Major League Baseball in ground ball percentage at 66%, and he's in first place by a wide margin. One thing that is worth keeping an eye on today, a .450 on base percentage to lead off batters every inning. He works out of the stretch a lot.
In fact, we were told he's thrown more pitches out of the stretch than the windup this year. And look at how he's going to begin the game.
I guess that makes sense to just start that way.
Surrender Inciarte will lead off. And Cozart, who has a terrific arm, delivers a first pitch strike.
Low 90s fastball, like Paul said, he can cut it, he can make it sink, and he's got a good changeup.
And a check swing is a bouncing ball right to Will Myers. That's an easy play. And there's one of those ground ball outs to start the game.
There's one of those cutters in on his fist, too.
The knock on Cozart has not been able to stay healthy. And it's not because of problems with his arm. He has been battling vertigo the last couple of years, a problem that they think started with a sinus infection that moved to his ear and affected his balance. Really troubled him with the Marlins last year and this year. But then they shipped him off to San Diego, where, as Joe said, he's been on a nice roll with the Padres. And they need to stabilize their rotation. Not a single member of their opening day starting 5 is still with the club or active. They have had a tremendous amount of roster turnover. And a strike for Garcia, 0-2.
Right-handers have actually hit him better than lefties because he's not able to throw that changeup to right-handers as much.
Ground ball to first. Late swing. Myers scoops that up. So 3 fly ball outs for Mike Foltynewicz, 2 ground ball outs for Jared Cozart here in the first inning, and now he'll face Freddie Freeman.
There are those splits on the lefty righties. A vast difference, oddly enough, for a right-handed pitcher.
But you'll take a 1 homer in 45 1/3 innings, won't you?
1 homer and 11 double plays in 44 innings. That homer was a solo.
Freddie Freeman continues his terrific role at the plate. A career high 27 homers, 66 RBIs. He's knocked in 3 runs against the Padres this year. And has a good cut there and fouls it away. 2 balls and a strike. Good off-speed pitch, evens the count.
Yeah, 77.
Matt Kemp is on deck. Full count pitch coming for Freddie.
Cozart's last start was against his old mates in Miami. He got a no decision. Pitched well, 5 innings, 2 runs, only 1 was earned, walked 2, struck out 3, and they took him out after 82 pitches. And just looking here, he's only had 1 start where he went into triple digits on pitches, so they're probably keeping an eye on that.
First base runner of the day is Freddie Freeman. He walks with 2 outs. And Cozart has had trouble with the bases on balls.
28 of them now, 29 in 45 innings.
Matt Kemp's got a couple of hits against his former mates. See if he could do some first inning damage. 26 and 86 homers and RBIs for Matt. Who is playing in his 29th game with the Braves. Today he has 26 hits, 3 of them homers, 17 RBIs, and 8 doubles. Line to center. Jankowski was playing deep, and Freeman will stop at second. Matt Kemp has a 2-out hit.
Got a good pitch to hit that was up. And if anything, from the numbers that we've been telling you about Cozart, it's that he keeps the ball down and sinks it down. That one wasn't.
Two-out trouble for Mr. Cozart. And down and in for Nick Markakis. What a nice bounce back year for Nick. 9 homers, 73 RBIs, 268 average. A lot of 2-out run scoring hits for the Braves. Further and further he gets from that neck surgery, the better and better his numbers are getting. And that's taken low, ball 2. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Markakis has 26 RBIs in 79 at bats. Little roller. Another ground ball out for Cozart, who pitches out of 2-out trouble. The Braves strand their first 2 runners of the afternoon, and we head to a scoreless second. Chipper Jones by taking home a commemorative bobblehead, brought to you by Grady Hospital. The first 20,000 fans get a Chipper Jones 2000 All-Star Game bobblehead Saturday, September 10th, when the Mets are in town. Go to Braves.com/tickets today. Weather day at the ballpark today. A lot of kids were treated to a tremendous weather presentation from Glenn Burns and the WSB weather team. Learned all about hurricanes and tropical storms today.
That is topical.
Yes, it is.
Not just tropical.
Hope our good friends in South Georgia and the Florida Panhandle are bracing for the tropical storm. Be careful. As a ground ball by Alex Dickerson is hit Swanson at short, and Dansby scoops and fires. And Mike Foltynewicz has his first ground ball out of the day. And that'll bring up Ryan Schimpf, who is a rookie in status, but as a 28-year-old is not a rookie as far as professional baseball is concerned.
No, these kind of numbers are not to be confused with Curly, Moe, and Larry. This Schimpf, first in all those categories. He's done real well. Yes, I know that's not how he really spelled it.
I like it, though. He is a former Toronto Blue Jay farmhand and is trying to do something that has never been done in Major League history before. Did you know that Ryan Schimpf is hitting .237 with 16 homers, a ton of extra base hits?
Yes, I did know that.
He has a 603 slugging percentage.
That's good.
In the history of the game, as the 0-2 comes in, there has never been a hitter that finished the season with a sub .250 batting average and a plus .600 slugging percentage.
No kidding.
And he's on track to be the first.
Wow. Not even Dave Kingman, huh?
Foltynewicz got a feeble swing there, and that's his first strikeout.
So far, so good. First 5 batters for Mike. Look sharp. Jam Dickerson. Slider down and in. Funny swing. Good location. Little help from Anthony.
So here's Arcia. He's played in 3 games with Padres. He's hit 2 homers. He had a good cut there and fouled it back.
Yeah, and both of them here.
Right in on his knuckles. Swing and a miss. 6 up, 6 down for Foltynewicz. 6 outs, 18 pitches. He looks sharp. Recker, Peterson, and Dansby are coming up. No score in the second. with no score.
Correct.
Is a better way of putting it. As we take a look at our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard, scoring has not been a problem for the Braves the last 10 days.
Only the Mets have a better batting average, and that's only by 1 percentage point. So Atlanta's offense, as we said in our opening comments, especially in the month of August, has really done a great job. And in no small coincidence, the fact that Matt Kemp was added to the lineup and allowed Brian Snitker to make out a lineup that is tough to pitch to, left, right, and so on.
It's been fun to watch. It really has been. And look, nobody wants to have a losing record in any month, but considering where the Braves have come from, a 13-15 August is something to be pretty proud of. And now in the late days of August and now into September, you've got Julio Teheran back. Fultonevich is pitching well. Matt Whistler's had 2 terrific starts in coming back from the minors.
And this may be a backhanded compliment, I don't know, but they no longer have the worst record in baseball.
Right.
Thanks to some good play.
The Minnesota Twins have passed the Braves for that dubious distinction. Minnesota in an awful drought. They've lost 13 consecutive games. Anthony Recker leads off for the Braves. He'll be followed by Jace Peterson. And Anthony hits a high fly ball to right. Arcia drifts back. But he's going to make the play about 15 feet away from the 390 sign. And there's the first out.
More solid contact from Anthony.
Jace Peterson has a couple of hits in the series. And the Braves second baseman has 7 home runs.
He's also walked twice in the series, so he's been on base a lot.
Last 8 starts, Jace has 10 hits, a .571 on base. He has scored 6 runs in those 8 games and has a .400 batting average over that stretch. He too looks like a different guy since he came back from Gwinnett. Came back red hot. Had a 20-21 game cold spell. Now is trending in the right direction as we hit September 1st. Now the ground ball. Myers has been busy. 2 outs.
That looked like a slow curve. It'd only be natural for Jace to look at the Padres lineup and configuration as it is now and look at second base and think, oh, okay, you had to go get a 28-year-old guy to play second base when I was in your system and didn't get a chance. So maybe as a reminder, he's had a good series.
Schimpf is getting a chance to play because Corey Spangenberg, I think he's hurt. Dansby Swanson bats. Dansby's 2 for 7 in the series. And that's fouled away. 0-2. Braves head to Philadelphia. We open up a series with the Phillies tomorrow night. Joel De La Cruz and Jeremy Hellickson tomorrow night. Braves haven't announced their starter for Saturday. Vince Velasquez will pitch for the Phillies. And then Sunday it's Julio Teheran and Jake Thompson. Don't believe we've seen Jake Thompson yet this year.
I don't think so.
Fly ball center field. And that'll be a can of corn for Jankowski. It does carry to the warning track. And Cozart has an easy frame. 3 outs on 8 pitches himself. We go to the 3rd.
nothing, top of the third. Talking in pregame, talking a little brown eyes, blue eyes. Why is Fulte so exceptional in day games? Well, one reason maybe is he's so nasty. He's got that good breaking ball. It's hard to hit. Hitters in day games, if you have brown eyes, it's easier to pick up the ball. If you have blue eyes, it's tougher because of the glare. Nick Green made the point in pregame that Josh Hamilton struggled so much they tried to give him brown contacts. So, something to think about, interesting, and this is just most of the time. So I got to know, does Joe Simpson have brown eyes or blue eyes? And Joe, did you like hitting better at night or in the day?
Oddly enough, I have brown eyes. Oddly enough, I love playing in day games, and I never knew why until Dr. Paul just told me.
I never knew that.
I always thought I'd have made a great Cub because I love day games.
Well, I got a question then. Paul had the great story about Max Scherzer, right?
Yes.
With the
different colored eyes.
Right. So he has one blue eye, one brown eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Paul,
yes.
How in the world does Max Scherzer have a chance at the plate ever?
He's going to really struggle in day games, but he said that his brown eye is his pitching eye, so I suspect that's the exact eye he hits out of as well. And that's the only eye that Dusty Baker's allowed to talk to when he comes out to the mound. So, right. Interesting stuff.
That's right. That's right. He did say that.
Uh-huh.
That's high to Hector Sanchez.
That's really good.
Nine pitches for Mike in each of his first 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down. And this one's popped up. And Dansby Swanson says he's got it, and he does. 1 out.
Now, I don't know this for sure, Mr. Bird, Dr. Bird, but I'm looking at the Braves lineup today, and I believe they're all brown-eyed. Not Mike Foltynewicz, not concerned about Mike.
Right.
But the only guy I'm not sure about is Anthony Recker.
Brown eyes.
Okay.
Dark hair.
We're all brown-eyed today in the lineup. We should be good.
Well, I hate to be a wet blanket. You know what the Braves are hitting in day games this year?
No.
Fly ball toward left off the bat of Sardinas, and Matt Kemp in the corner makes the play. I guess the Braves all wear blue-eyed contacts during daytime games because they're hitting .227 as a team.
Well, see that they're running the blue-eyed guys out there too much.
Right.
In day games until today.
Right. Okay.
It's a big turnaround today.
So, if there's a place where Brian Snitker can improve his managerial strategy,
that is, yeah, well,
it's get the blue-eyed guys out of the lineup with the blue skies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll have to point that out to Brian. I promise you, and Paul, you chime in. I promise you, Brian probably hasn't thought about that.
No, probably hasn't. Guys, I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and went to some Big Red Machine baseball camps, and they measured my hands for the ability to throw a split finger, which I didn't know, and they asked me my eye color, and I said, what does that have to do with anything? Well, they said, you're a pitcher, so it won't matter. So all this stuff has been going. Another thing, I hate to say this, guys, not a lot of red-haired people in the big leagues. I know a story of one scout from a team that I played for showed up to see a prospect with red hair. When he saw he had red hair, he didn't even watch the game. He got in his car and went home. Sad story. You can't do that.
No.
Got to give everybody a chance. Mark McGwire may have something to say about that too.
Well, Mike Foltynewicz has got some reddish blonde hair.
There you go. There you go. So we're just talking about most of the time.
Wow, he's red hot.
I'm absolutely speechless. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll try to restore some order. No score. Dansby Swanson fans are here for their final game at Turner Field. Just 16 home games remain as the Braves and Padres wrap up this 3-game series. Dansby's hoping for a double win today. A Braves win, and his beloved Vanderbilt Commodores have a college football matchup with the Gamecocks.
Wow, where's that game?
I believe that game is in Nashville.
Oh, I know the Gamecocks are probably heavily favored, but they got no shot up there. Oh, uh-oh. Our stage manager, Allie, I forgot. She's a Gamecock. That was actually just for her benefit.
And Allie has blue eyes, so
can't hit a lick.
So if she goes for the goes for the jaw, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
As Fulte has a good cut, fouls it back.
Now that is fascinating. I don't know that I've ever heard that. So talk about some good investigative reporting. Dr. Bird.
Exactly. Cozart had an easy frame last time. And Mike is going to make him throw another pitch. Still 0-2. Very light schedule around the big leagues today. The Marlins are in New York to play the Mets. The Cubs open up their big series at home against the Giants, and one American League game, White Sox and Minnesota. And a swing and a miss. Cozart takes care of Fultonevich. That's his first strikeout. 1 up, 1 down. We're in the 3rd.
By the way, I was wrong. Vandy's a 4-point favorite. I needed to correct that. See, I told you it's all Vandy.
Poor Allie, bless her little heart. Here's Inciarte. And it was out on a check swing, as Joe said, might have been the cutter that got him. Little roller out to Will Myers, who made the play easily. Ender did something last night that hasn't been done in these parts in a long time. He's the first Brave since Rafael Furcal in 2005 to have a 2-hit, 2-run, 2 RBI, 2 stolen base game. And boy, has he been a difference maker at the top of the order. Another ground ball. Schimpf, though, will throw him out.
I want to know how they find that. Okay, when was the last time an Atlanta Brave did those things? How in the world, when you plug it into even to a computer, does it locate? How does that somehow pop up on the screen?
I guess it has to be some sort of database that just automatically eliminates all those parameters that you put in, which is really cool. But how would you like to be the person when the computer era started and all the research and data that we can accumulate at the click of a mouse? How'd you like to be the guy or gal that has to go back and enter the names and numbers for every single game played in history?
Yeah, the box scores.
Yeah.
Who did that?
I don't know.
Who wants to do that?
Not me.
No.
As Adonis got hit by a pitch. I don't think I'd want that job. Braves get tired of getting hit on the elbows in this series.
That was a breaking ball, though. Adonis quickly headed to first base, but he's been hit back there, and you know that's tender because he's bruised, battered and bruised back there on that elbow.
So is Tyler Flowers. Did you see him this morning? He's a little bit swollen in that left elbow. Big bandage where he got hit, and it did raise a mark. And you were right. As Freeman stands in, when Jim Lovell was talking with Tyler, the first thing he asked him, hand again? Tyler said no, even worse, it's the elbow, and it hurt. He said it wasn't the worst elbow shot he's ever taken. He said once when he was a kid playing third base, he got hit in the elbow, and he said it felt like I had a whole nother arm on. Just it was moving around all kinds of unique ways. So he's happy for a day of rest today. The Braves do have 3 catchers on the roster. Of course, rosters expanded today. Atlanta added A.J. Przinsky back. He's returning from his hamstring. And Chris Withrow, one of 2 relievers in the bullpen. The other's an intriguing name, Jed Bradley. Left-handed pitcher that Atlanta acquired from Milwaukee in the middle of the summer. Bradley's been putting together terrific work. And for now, he's going to be eligible out of the bullpen.
And left-handed. So if there are opportunities for him to maybe get a spot start, which is what he's been doing in the minor leagues, that would be the first lefty of the year for Atlanta.
Freeman drills one. Deep right field, line drive, home run.
Cozart pitched him carefully in the first inning and walked him. He fell behind again, 2-0. And left an off-speed pitch upstairs. Looks like his changeup. And it's tee-off time. Only the 2nd home run that Cozart has allowed. New month, same result for Freddie.
Can you believe what he's done over the last 5-6 weeks? Ridiculous numbers. And Solarte handles a high hopper and throw to first.
In the last 20 games, that's 9-22.
Red hot. Freddie Freeman puts the Braves up 2 in the 3rd. Cracked his 28th home run of the year, and he's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
Well, there you go. 9-22 with a .388 average. Slugging off the charts. And oh man, he don't need no stinking rope.
No, he does not.
He does not need any training devices.
And again, at the end of April, everybody was asking, what's wrong with Freddie Freeman? Then he started to heat up. Then he had the cracked rib. That sidelined him. He kept playing. But since that has been healed properly, he's been on an incredible run. And as we've said pretty much from our first telecast in the spring, fairly or not, as Freddie Freeman goes, so will go the Atlanta offense. He's been hitting a lot of home runs. The Braves are averaging about a homer a game for the last 2 months when they couldn't hit a home run out of the infield, as it were. So it's been a lot more exciting.
Again, do not underestimate the impact of Matt Kemp. What was the shortstop's name? It was a #1 pick for the Padres a few years ago. Khalil
Green.
This guy kind of reminds me of Khalil.
Line past Garcia, who was in on the grass.
I know he's not a shortstop, but he's really fast. He's got long hair, slightly built. And he's hit the ball sharply in this series, including that one.
Yeah, Khalil Green was a kid from Key West who I think went to Clemson.
Right.
And then after time in San Diego went to the Cardinals. So keep an eye on Jankowski. He's got 29 stolen bases. He's stolen home twice this year. In fact, he did it twice last month. So that's an exciting combo at the top of the order. Jankowski and Myers with their speed. See if Myers can put the ball in play. He flied out to left his first time. Voltynewicz in the stretch. Here to start the fourth.
I think Khalil Green still lives in the Clemson area, Simpsonville, oddly enough, South Carolina. He rushed there. Tried to do a slide step to kind of throw Jankowski off, and it threw him off. He's used that slide step effectively, but he rushed that one.
Popped up. Wrecker never saw it, and doesn't matter. It's in the seats. And that young fan got quite a nice surprise. One ball, two strikes for Will Myers.
Myers upset with that. Maybe got a hanging slider there and he missed it. Braves have pitched him tough. He's 1 for 9 in the series. Good average against with runners on. And really, when you go back over Mike's season, you're probably going to find that where he had big innings, it was direct result of home runs.
Yeah. Two balls, two strikes. And Myers off stride. Skies one toward left. He wanted to snap the bad handle in half. And he's frustrated, and he's out again. 1 on, 1 out. Well, you might recall Mike's first start this year for the Braves came against the Mets. Remember that?
Yeah.
May 2nd. He lost the game 4-1. He threw 98 pitches over 3 2/3 innings, and he gave up 3 homers in the span of about 5 pitches.
Maybe 5 seconds.
And he was throwing the ball every 10-12 seconds in that game. That's not the same man we're seeing right now on the mound, is it?
No. He was amped up for that first start. Didn't get to pitch much in spring training. Still recovering from that thoracic outlet syndrome surgery. But he's rolling right now.
3-1 record in the month of August. And leading today 2-0. As Solarte takes a strike.
Good pitch to run on.
Not going. And tipped into the glove of record.
Another good off-speed pitch.
Last 3 starts, the innings have gotten longer for Foltynewicz. 5 innings against the Twins, 6 innings at Arizona, 7 2/3 against the Giants. Much more efficient.
I was going to tell you about Solarte earlier before he flied out. Switch hitter, he's hitting .271 right-handed, .271 left-handed coming in.
Runner goes, popped up. Swanson's trying to fake out Jankowski, and he'll head back to first on a soft fly to center. Solarte is out number 2, and here's Dickerson.
7 fly ball outs.
Use your ballpark. Dickerson was tearing up AAA, hit .382. And then when Melvin Upton was dealt away to Toronto, well, Dickerson finally got a chance to play. They like him a lot. He's got real raw power. In fact, he hit a 3rd deck home run at the Rogers Center.
That's impressive.
And excuse me, it might have been a 5th deck. I'll have to check that. Anyway, upper deck home run in Toronto. As this one's hit in the air to right and playable for Markakis. Only 3 left-handed hitters have ever done that at Rogers Center. And Foltynewicz allows his first hit, but gets 3 soft flyouts to send the game to the home 4th with a 2-run lead. Sunday, September 18th here at the ballpark. The Nationals will be in town. Your ticket package includes a game ticket, kids workshop, t-shirt, and meet and greet with the Home Depot tools. Go to braves.com/builders. Now, if you wanted to go meet one of the Home Depot tools, Joe, which one would you want to meet first?
Oh, probably Phil the Bucket.
Really?
Yeah, I just like to take him down and
I was going to say,
him over.
Yeah, he's so cocky when he wins the tours.
Yeah. Well, he cheats.
Really?
Yeah, he tricks guys, knocks them down. But I was thinking, you know, that they really wanted to add to that. They could get a lot of some of our Fox tools to go out there also.
Nick Markakis.
I'm sorry, is my mic working?
Yeah, no, it's probably better than it should. Yes, that one's downstairs. Yeah, David Poole, our A2 upstairs, makes sure that our microphones are all in working order. Yeah, I'm with you on the Bucket, though. not saying I'm not a fan, but
I just feel bad for a little bit.
Yeah. I just don't like the way when the Bucket wins, you just, you know, act like you've done it before, right?
Yeah. I don't know why. You know, the hammer or the brush don't just grab that bucket by the handle. Just hold on to the handle.
Right.
Draft him.
Ground ball to short. Tricky hop. Markakis is retired. Myers held the bag, I guess. One man down.
7 ground ball outs already for Cozart.
I like this guy. I've always liked Cozart. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's 3-0 against the Braves. And I hope he's healthy, and I hope he can get his career back on track.
He was actually drafted by the Phillies. I didn't know that. In the 8th round, or excuse me, the 38th round back in 08.
He was part of the Hunter Pence deal.
Yeah, and then went to Miami with Kiki Hernandez. I didn't know that the Marlins ever had Kiki Hernandez. That's surprising. Good player.
But isn't it funny, the Marlins, who traded away a guy like Cozart, are desperate for starting pitching. They don't. Chen's been hurt behind Fernandez, Tom Kohler, and then after that it's been a flip of the coin a lot of the times for Don Mattingly. That's why the Braves have done what they've done as far as restocking their farm system, their draft strategy. John Hart has said, to have 3 here, you might need 10 in your system. Stockpile pitching. Don't trade it away. Don't get rid of it. We'll see if it works out for Miami. Wasn't working for Cozart in South Florida. And for the Padres, they're in rebuild mode. They cashed in their pitching chips. Pomeranz and Kennedy and others, and move those guys along to try to restock their system. And they got a major league caliber pitcher in Cozart back in some of those deals. Another drive off the bat of Recker. This one to deep right. Garcia on the track makes a nice running catch before he slammed into the fence.
Man, Anthony's smoked a couple of baseballs and can only turn around and head back to the dugout so far. Nice play. Garcia's been impressive in this series.
Sure has. Makes you wonder why he's on his 4th big league team this year.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Minnesota, Tampa, Miami, and now the Padres. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Jace Peterson. He rolled out to Myers his first time up. Braves lead on a Freddie Freeman homer. And a strike.
We keep having a lot of moths flying out of our booth.
Yeah, Allie opened her wallet.
No, I was thinking it was Dave Poole that opened his.
Well, one of the two. Take your pick. Three balls and a strike. Up the middle. Another play at short. Sardinas is there, and Cozart gets another ground ball out. 2 of them in the 4th inning. 5th inning coming up. Still 2-0 Braves lead.
Yeah, top of the fifth, Braves up 2-0 after the big Freeman home run. But let's talk Mike Foltynewicz. Now, guys, I like it when somebody tells me their game plan and they go out and deliver. Folty's saying that he did not want to throw a lot of pitches. It's going to be hot. He wanted to execute that good breaking ball with 1 and 2 strikes, not necessarily for a strikeout, but just put guys away. He's got 45 pitches through 4 innings. Guys, back to you.
Hey, and listen to this, Paul. 9 pitches in the first, 9 in the second, 11 in the third. Last inning, he had his first base runner. He threw 16. So he's averaging 11 per inning. That's outstanding. That's right in line with the Ford Keys. Save energy.
And that's not always easy to do when you can throw the ball 98, 99 miles an hour. Love the keys to the game, and especially on a day game, hitting his spots, executing it. Talked about Cage the Monster last night. He's doing it.
Quickly 2 strikes for Ryan Schimpf. Popped up. Adonis Garcia looking right into the sun. Dansby Swanson is there too, but Adonis says, I've got it, and he does. 1 out. And here's Arcia, the San Diego right fielder who struck out to end the second. Oswaldo Arcia has a 3-game hitting streak. He's the older brother of Orlando Arcia, the Brewers infielder.
Boy, he's had a good off-speed pitch today. He's fooled Solarte with it. He's fooled Myers with it. That was a good one there. And I believe it's his slider. It's been in a good spot. Boy, was that fastball in a good place.
Nothing for the Padres hitters to eliminate yet. Fly ball down the right field line. Did he keep it fair? He did not. And out of play. Gotta ask a question, and I don't know the answer, is why I'm asking. How does a man like Arcia escape the Minnesota Twins? He had 20 home runs and drove in 57 in 103 games for Minnesota 2 years ago. And he's not in their system. I know they've got all those big potential sluggers and Max Kepler, so maybe it was a playing time issue, or they thought that those guys would be better. But 20 home runs at Target Field.
I don't know how they moved him, but if they felt like they had some depth in the outfield, which they do, maybe they thought they could improve their ball club by moving him to someone else and getting something good in return.
Popped up. Ender in center. A lot of fly ball outs for Folty, and quickly 2 are out.
Now that is 10, I believe.
Mike's retired 5 straight. Chris Capo, our stat man, tells us that John McDonald is the last man to play for 4 teams in the same season. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Philly, and Boston for McDonald in 2013.
Yeah, and he was kind of a utility player.
And a good glove man, because obviously there were very few EIEIOs for Mr. McDonald. Just saying. Strike 1 for Sanchez.
EIOUs for you.
Pitch is high, even count. Sanchez getting a chance to play. He might have been a call up anyway, but he got here early because Christian Bethancourt strained an intercostal muscle early in this series. And Folty just keeps on pounding the strike zone.
And he's hitting that spot down and away to lefties with that off speed. That's just beautiful. Perfect. is again. Tell you what, this guy takes up a lot of room in that batter's box, doesn't he? That's a big cat. Change up again. Same spot. Knew he had to swing at it. We talk all the time about a guy having a good changeup that makes his 95 fastball look 90, or his 90-mile-an-hour fastball look like it's 93 or 94. Well, Mike is doing this, and he's legitimately throwing 96 and 97. So think how much harder it looks.
He's given up only one hit. That's the only base runner the Padres have had so far today. But it's a deep count for Sanchez, who came over from the White Sox on a waiver claim. And golfed past the tarp. Nice play by ball boy. And Mike will throw another one here. Right back our way and out of play. It's still a full count.
Somehow, some way, he fought that off. I don't know how he did it.
This has been the toughest at bat for Foltynewicz today. He's about to throw his 9th pitch to the Padres catcher. And you can see a little bit of the frustration from Foltynewicz. He's made some good pitches, but can't finish off his man yet. This has been the cage the monster issue for Mike. Sometimes he gets frustrated, and sometimes that costs him base runners. Fly ball right field. Markakis sprinting back to the track. He turns. He's at the wall, and it's going to leave the ballpark. A first row homer by Hector Sanchez, who had a great at bat.
Did that hit right on top of the fence?
Either it hit the top or it scraped the backside of the wall. It barely got out of here. Let's see.
I think it did.
So Sanchez with his second homer. That's the second Padre hit. And it's now a 2-1 game. As Luis Sardinas bats, he's 0 for 1. That's a big league at bat right there.
Yeah,
10 pitches.
And fought off some real good fastballs and then hit one. Inner third. Like Recker was set up away.
And so to finish the point on Mike, he's aware of it. He knows it's a personality quirk. It's something he's been working on and continues to work on. Putting the last pitch behind him and getting after it. There were times early in the season where he wouldn't get a call on a borderline pitch and he'd get frustrated, and that frustration would lead to a belt-high fastball and a base hit or a run or 2-3 runners on and bigger problems. He's done a better job of controlling those emotions. This will be a test here with Sardinas with 2 out.
And he's spoiling some good ones. 24 pitches this inning. 10 belong to Sanchez.
On the ground towards second. Jace, nice play, slides and throws a strike to first. And that will retire the side. A heavy workload for Mike Foltynewicz in the San Diego fifth. After the Sanchez homer, Sardinas robbed by Jace Peterson. And the Braves are coming up with now a 2-1 lead. And Andrew Toles has been quite a story. He's hit 3 homers in his last 3 games for the Dodgers, who are finding guys to contribute from all corners of the earth to help keep them in front of the Giants in the National League West.
That was quite a comeback last night.
Andrew Toles is Georgia boy from Decatur. Went to Sandy Creek High School in Tyrone, Georgia. And Toles started the year at Class A with Rancho Cucamonga.
Wow. Pitcher doing that is one thing. Position player, very surprising.
He made his debut against the Padres on July 8th. So good for him. As a shot to second off the bat of Dansby Swanson is the first out of the 5th inning. Cozart gave up the 2-run homer to Freddie Freeman. Since then, he's restored order and has set down 5 straight.
He's been fortunate too.
He has.
Recker with that drive to right field, and just now Swanson with what easily could have been a double if it got in the gap.
Mike struck out in the Braves' 3rd. That evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves won 7-3 on Tuesday, 8-1 last night. Matt Whistler with a career-high 10 strikeout performance. Entering today's play, the Padres had struck out 26 times in the first 2 games.
And looking ahead to Folty today.
Right. But Mike's been smart. He hasn't tried to strike everybody out. He's letting him put it in play. He has 3 punch outs so far in the afternoon. But to your point about the 4 keys, conserve energy. And now he's making Cozart have to work overtime. Mike about to see his 6th pitch. And it's rolled to the left side. Look at Folty busted down the line, and he beat out an infield hit.
Couple of things there. He kind of broke out of the box like routine. And then when he realized that Sardinas was not overly charging the ball, and I think he didn't overly charge it because he knew it was the pitcher, he waited on that second hop. Mike turned it up a notch going down the line. Right here, routine, and then it was like, whoa, I got a shot here. Good hustle.
And Cozart's not too happy about that.
Yeah, that's showing up your teammate. I don't know that Sardinas did anything when he gave up a 2-run homer to Freddie or hit Garcia. You know, I hate to see that because Cozart's reputation in Miami wasn't sterling, let's say, among his teammates. So you come to a new organization and you're pitching well and you let it rear its ugly head again, not a good thing.
And maybe it's affecting him now. He might still be steaming, and he's fallen behind 3-0.
He's buried some good pitches in on INCIARTE today. I know that. He's kept Ender from getting the barrel to the ball.
Now he's got big trouble. An infield hit and a 1-out walk brings up our Zaxby's indescribably good player, Adonis Garcia.
His last 14 games, good numbers. 7 RBIs. Reached safely in 13 of those 14 games. Had a big night last night. Hit the ball real hard. 3 hits. Darren Balsley out to try to get Cozart back on track here.
Schimpf and the catcher Sanchez join the meeting. Solarte and Sardinas
did not.
Well, we mentioned Cozart gets a lot of double play balls. He certainly would like one here. Garcia has other ideas in mind after being hit by a pitch last time up. He scored ahead of Freeman's home run. The only 2 runs the Braves have scored today. Ground ball, that's going to sneak through for a hit. And Foltynewicz will be stopped at third, and all of this trouble started after the infield ground ball to the shortstop that Foltynewicz beat out at first base. And now the Padres have to face Freddie Freeman, and there's no place to put the Braves first baseman.
State Farm replay goes back to the third inning after 2 outs, nobody on. Cozart hit Garcia, and then Freddie hit Cozart deep into the seats. Number 28 for Freeman.
Bases loaded, 1 out.
I can't believe this, that this is only the 3rd time all year Freddie's hit with the bases loaded.
Isn't that something?
0 for 2.
Grand slam would be nice. Freddie's looking for his first one of those. Another month to play, and you gotta like Freddie's chances of getting to the 30 home run mark. The last Braves first baseman to hit 30 home runs was Adam LaRoche 10 years ago. He hit 32. Freeman has 28. That's a career high. And now Cozart's in big trouble. 3 balls and a strike.
The home run was on a changeup that he left upstairs. And with Cozart being a sinker ball pitcher, having to elevate anything is very dangerous for him.
Oh. Full count. Foltynewicz, the runner at third. Ender Inciarte, the man at second. Adonis Garcia at first with his first hit of the day. 2-1 Braves lead. We're in the 5th. And Freeman with a bases loaded walk will bring home Mike Foltynewicz. And yes, Mike is going to very slowly walk and then trot to the plate. Save energy any way you can. He was on the bases a long time, so that helps. And the ground ball right to the shortstop turns into the 3rd Atlanta run.
Easy way to pick up your 69th RBI for Freeman. 3rd of the day. Chance for Kemp to really do some damage here.
Popped up. Myers gives chase, foul ground, and no room.
Matt Kemp 4 at bats with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 4. 0 for 2 with less than 2 outs. Braves had chance after chance last night with the bases loaded to really break the game open, but it wasn't until the 6th inning they were able to capitalize.
And I'll tell you what, Cozart's not the same guy after Foltynewicz's ball in play, is he?
He is not.
Cloud cover over the ballpark that gives the fans some relief on a hot, muggy day as Kemp awaits a 1-1. Hot shot, base hit, left field. That'll score INCIARTE. Adonis around third. He's going to come around. Throw to the plate. Cut off. Matt Kemp with a 2-run scoring single. It's a 5-1 game. And that's going to be the end of the line for Jarred Cozart, who's given up 5 runs, 3 of them here in the 5th.
Hanging breaking ball.
So after the infield hit by Mike Foltynewicz, the wheels fall off the wagon. 5 straight Atlanta hitters have reached. 3 have come home. It's now 5-1 Braves in the 5th.
Atlanta Braves baseball is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers, Let's Go Places, the Georgia Lottery, and Zaxby's Indescribably Good.
Another big day at the plate for the Braves against the Padres. They've scored 15 runs now in 3 games against San Diego, and they're not done yet here in inning number 5. Follow Braves baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet. Kids Day at the ballpark, weather day at the ballpark, and it's raining in runs for Atlanta again today as Adam Rosales takes over at shortstop. For Sardinhas has had a couple of gaffes in the last 2 games. Brad Hand, the former Marlin, is in his 66th game. This guy's given the Braves trouble historically. We've seen him relieve and start games against the Braves. And he'll try to give the bullpen a little lift with some extended work. He came on and will be placed in the 8th spot on the lineup card. Rosales 9th.
Low to mid-90s fastball with a good slider and a curve. Yeah, he's always pitched well against the Braves, especially down in Miami when he was with the Fish.
Pop fly foul. It's 0-2.
Start or relieve, like you said, Chip, and this is an ideal spot for him to give them a couple of 3 innings.
Lefty's only 131 at the plate against Brad Hand. That's 13 hits. MARKAKIS, the potential 100th at bat, and he struck him out. So they're 13 for 100 against him. Hand gets the first he's assigned. Now he'll face Anthony Recker with 2 on, 3 in, and now 2 outs.
He's had some good hacks today and nothing to show for it.
Well, let's change that. Pitching change helped. Hopefully give Mike Foltynewicz a little extra rest. He was on the base paths a long time here in the 5th on a hot day. Now he can sit and watch his mates do some more damage. Record 2 flyouts to right field.
Again, with that lineup configuration, you bring in a lefty, doesn't mean you're going to see a rash of lefties in a row. It's going to alternate.
One ball, 2 strikes. Freeman at second, Kemp at first. Gets away from Sanchez, and the runners move up. A wild pitch.
Breaking ball a little short of the plate. Might have even skipped off the plate.
So a hit might get you 2 more runs.
First 4 innings, Zach Cozart threw 51 pitches. When he came out this inning, he'd thrown 24 in this inning alone.
And all that trouble started with a routine ground ball to shortstop that Sardinas played back on, and Foltynewicz saw that and beat the play at first for an infield hit. Line drive into right field. That's down for a hit. Arcia comes up cleanly. They're waving Kemp. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not cut off. And Kemp slides in behind the tag. Ball was dropped anyway, and Recker's rewarded with a 2-run scoring hit.
Anthony deserved that, didn't he? After his 2 ropes he hit earlier. Nice piece of hitting on a ball out away from him. It laid off those breaking balls in the dirt. And of course, with 2 outs on the crack of the bat, Kemp could be running. And hit third in stride.
Meanwhile, Mike Foltynewicz now enjoys a 6-run lead. But I guarantee you, Julio Teheran and Matt Whistler are going to walk up to him and say, would you mind sharing the wealth? The run support for Foltynewicz. July 27th, 9 runs. 6 runs against the Cardinals. 8 runs against Washington. 8 runs at Arizona. And 7 more today.
Well, I think my answer to that, if I were Mike, would be, hang on a second, Whis. Didn't you get 8 runs last night? Yeah, he did. Hey, Julio, didn't you get 7 runs on 12 hits the night before? Yeah, he did. Zip it.
I'm going just move all the way over to the side of the booth after that. But you're right. And it's great to see, isn't it? I mean, even if you have a tough year, if your team is scoring runs, it's so much more entertaining to watch because there's action. There are things going on. There are things to talk about. And for a lot of this season, we know the Braves' offensive struggles. Right now, they're rolling 7 or more runs in 5 straight games at home. And check this out. Last time the Braves had this kind of consistent offense at home was 1953.
Really?
7 or more runs in 5 straight games. Big inning for Atlanta. Recker and Kemp run scoring hits. It's 7-1. Look how quickly SunTrust Park is going up. Look at that incredible time-lapse shot. And dugout seats at SunTrust Park are perfect for the ultimate Braves fan. Get as close to the action as you can without being in the lineup, and keep your cool when you're on the edge of your seat with a state-of-the-art breathable mesh seat. The first of its kind in pro sports. SunTrust Park season tickets are going fast. Get your dugout seats today at braves.com/dugout now. When we get back from our road trip, we're going to be taking a tour with our Fox Sports colleagues out at SunTrust Park. We'll be able to give you a progress report after September 14th.
Look forward to it.
And the last report I heard from Beth Marshall was that most of, if not all of the heavy cranes are out of the interior bowl.
That's what I heard yesterday.
And so now it's mostly cosmetic work. And most importantly, getting the field ready, playing surface.
Yeah, they were already, I think, working on grading and surfacing and getting ready for the substructure for the field.
So with this game official and a 7-1 Atlanta lead, just 15 home games left here at Turner Field. There are very few tickets left, if any, for the Sunday, October 2nd finale here against the Tigers. But there are seats available Friday and Saturday for the final weekend. Those games could be big for Detroit. This one's hit toward left. Kemp is going to dive and can't get it. The ball's past him and headed for the warning track, and Adam Rosales is on his way to third base, and he'll stand there with nobody out. That's 3-base hit for the San Diego shortstop, and only the 3rd Padres hit of the game.
A 7-1 lead. You can afford to go for it here with nobody out on the leadoff hitter in the inning. Good effort, good try by Matt.
So let's see if Foltynewicz can turn the page on that and limit the damage with Travis Jankowski up when he fouls the ball off his foot. The old Detroit Tigers. Three-way tie in the wild card.
They keep winning late. Team's got to be fired up by that.
Popped up left side. Swanson and Garcia over near the signage. Can't come up with it. It's 0-2. Don't count out the Tigers for the Central Division Championship. They're only 4.5 games behind Cleveland. And the Indians, who are as good a team as we saw, they were in the middle of their 14-game winning streak when they were here. They're getting good pitching now. It's not great pitching now.
They also just got finished with a series with the Twins. So they're going to have to share the Twins with some other teams, including the Tigers.
That's an excellent point. Another pop-up left side. Adonis won't have a play on this one either. Well, it's the White Sox turn to play the Twins tomorrow. Cleveland will play interleague action against the Marlins. Miami's in Cleveland. Detroit heads to Kansas City. That will be a great matchup.
Yeah, that'll put a dent in one of those teams' wild card thoughts, because the Royals have been hot too.
Yeah, they're 3 out in the wild card. Kansas City is 3 behind the Tigers in the Central, 7.5 off the pace. Danny Duffy's going to pitch for Kansas City tomorrow. He's been a revelation, 11-2.
How many are they back in the wild card? The Royals?
The Royals. Foltynewicz looks the runner back, and the flip to first. Good play. Kansas City is 3 games back of Detroit and Baltimore. The Yankees are 2.5 back. Houston's only 1 back.
It's hard to pick or say who you like better, whose chances you like better, because they kind of ebb and flow in terms of how they play during the course of a week.
Well, maybe here's a clue. Let's see what Myers does. Let's gauge the Central teams against Central Division competition, shall we? Cleveland, first place, 36-17 against the division. Kansas City, 3rd place, 34-17 against the division. Detroit, 2nd place, 26-27 against the rest of the Central.
Well, you got 3 American League East teams in there too, with the Yankees,
right?
Baltimore and Boston as possibilities, all chasing Toronto. So they're going to be playing each other a lot.
Seven teams separated by 4 games in the American League wildcard race. Not as close in the National League. 5 teams separated by 3.5 games. That's going to be a fun race. There's a lot more folks tuned in, which is good. The pitch is high to Will Myers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High towering fly ball to left. Myers admiring that. Kemp's gone as far as he can, and it's a home run. Will Myers with a majestic home run to left field. It's a 2-run shot, and the Padres pick up runs 2 and 3 here in the 6th inning.
Well, I said the Braves had done a good job of handling him in this series. He had been 1 for 10. But able to golf that one and keep it fair. Slider supposed to be down and away. Just kind of a cement mixer there. Didn't do anything. He's one of the rare guys that stands up in the front of the box. And boy, he caught that one.
So no shutdown inning for Foltynewicz, but he still has a big lead. It's 7-3. And Yangervis Solarte's the batter. And that one's poked out a play foul. Nice long homestand coming up for the Braves after our road trip. The Mets, Marlins, and Nationals will be the opponents. Remember, Jeff Francoeur will be back as a member of the Marlins. Another fly ball to center. Inciarte on a sprint, still going back. He's on the track. He's got enough room. And Solarte's flying out to Inciarte for the third time tonight.
That was a fastball. That was 95. And on the third time around, Solarte had timed it almost perfectly.
Will Myers can hit. He's always been able to hit. And a 24 homer, 75 RBI season so far for the Padres first baseman. And they've never had a 30-30 man. 30 homers, 30 steals. He's got a shot. He's got 24 steals, 24 long balls. Tries to hit the reset button. Down 2 balls and a strike. And Dickerson skies one toward left. Kemp will have a play.
Well, as we've heard Tom Glavine and Tim Hudson and Paul Bird say repeatedly, sometimes if you get into a rut, instead of trying to throw harder, go softer. And he did on that pitch. Got a foul ball. Lost a little bit on his fastball. I don't know if that trip around the bases took a little out of him on a hot, muggy day, but for what it's worth, 95 instead of 97 or 98.
Payoff pitch. Ian Kroll getting ready in the Braves pen. And he got jammed. Dickerson popped up. And Dansby drifts out. He's going to backpedal and make the play. And that retires the side. A triple, a homer brings the Padres 2 runs closer. It's 7-3 here in the 6th. Mobile, the minor league pennant races. Look at the Gwinnett Braves. 5 games left. A 1.5 game lead in the South. Ronnie Mastelier, a 9-game hitting streak. Mississippi, a 1.5 lead in their Southern Division. Max Posey, 4-0 in his last 10 games for the Mississippi Braves. And Rome is tied for the lead in the South Atlantic League Southern Division. They've won 9 of 12, and they've got 5 games left, including 4 against Augusta.
Yeah, it's awesome the way those 3 teams are all finishing up strong with a chance to get into the playoffs and perhaps win their leagues. Great work. And I know it's we don't have even a clue about some of the churning that goes on in the minor league teams, in particular Gwinnett. We know about guys coming up and down from Gwinnett all the time, as you see Brandon Morrow on the pitch for the Padres. But what a job by 3 different managers so far this year at Gwinnett. And Johnny Moses has done a terrific job since taking over and keeping that team headed in the right direction and in first place. So really, real tip of the cap to them.
I can't imagine how difficult it is to be a minor league manager, because let's be frank, the goal down there is to win, but the bigger goal is to develop players for the big league clubs. So you're constantly having your better players siphoned off, either to come here to Atlanta, or when the Gwinnett team makes a transaction, well, that has a ripple effect all the way through the rest of your system. So you may be on a run, but your best player gets called up and you're without that player, yet these teams have kept winning. Just remarkable work. As Dansby Swanson leads off the home 6th against Morrow. The pitch is low, 2 balls and a strike. I just like the fact that the Braves system, with all of the young talent that they have at several levels, is winning. I mean, nothing like a pennant race at any age, I'm sure, for all those wannabe major leaguers. That's something Chipper Jones talked about. Until his latter days with the Braves, every team Chipper Jones had ever played on finished first.
And the side bar to that is that most organizations, if you have a team that wins, they move up together. A large portion of that nucleus of that team moves up and continues to play together.
To short. Rosales makes the play, and there's the first out. Yeah, so all the learning how each other plays, that stuff's taken care of years ahead, which I'm sure makes the learning curve here at the major league level even easier once they get to the big league team. Here's Chase Darno. So Darno bats for Fultonevich. Mike went 6, gave up 3 runs.
And he retired 14 of the first 15 guys he faced without any difficulty before that home run by Sanchez. No walks today. Another terrific outing.
So Darno gets a chance to hit and swings and misses. So Mike's in line for his 8th victory. How many of you had Mike Fultonevich being your team leader in wins at the start of this season? No, I didn't. Mike threw 93 pitches in his 6 innings.
Yeah, especially when he was getting a late start.
Only 28 pitches out of the strike zone for Mike as well today.
93 pitches and 10 were in 1 at bat to Sanchez before the homer, or including the homer.
So still some work to do for the Braves. They have a 4-run advantage, and a bouncing ball up the middle. That's going to be gloved by Schimpf. By the time he stops his sprint, Darno is safely at first. So enter Inciarte, the batter. He's our Home Depot tools from the dugout.
That's not a bad 30 games worth. Almost a 400 average. Doing what he Ought to be leading off, and that's scoring runs. And up there with a chance to extend his hitting streak to 12 games right here. What a second half he's had.
Line into center field. That extends the great work at the plate for INCIARTE. A ringing single. And d'Arnaud stops at second.
I don't know how close it was, but Morrow was ducking. Fastball right back where it came from. So the same thing applies to the Padres. They get a 2-run homer from Will Myers. They get within 4. They need a shutdown inning, and all of a sudden their new pitcher's in the soup again.
Oh, what a cut. And fouled back.
The only thing wrong with that was he didn't swing hard enough.
Yes.
Because if he had really swung hard, he would have fallen down. He was able to stay on his feet somehow.
Seven runs on 8 hits for the Braves. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. And a line drive to right field. That'll get down for a hit. Here comes d'Arnaud around to score. And Adonis Garcia continues to sizzle. He's scored twice. He's knocked in a run. And the Braves extend their lead now 8-3.
That was a big setup. That's all it was. That big swing. I'm going to try to hit a homer. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just going to try to slap one to right field. He lured him into it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Set him up.
Fooled me. 47 RBIs for Adonis, his 3rd RBI against the Padres, and 3 straight Atlanta hits.
I'm not sure when Adonis returned to the Braves. I don't know what the date was from Gwinnett, but I'll say what a second half he's had.
Yeah.
But it really dates back to when he first came back.
He was optioned to Gwinnett after the game on May 6th. And I don't think he was down there a full month as this one's popped up.
Right. Came back May 28th.
About 3 weeks. And so I think Adonis Garcia is an intriguing name to think about as we finish out September. One would assume that with his good work in the second half, and especially so defensively, that he's got to factor in the Braves' plans next season, barring another alternative. Have to wait and see.
He's hit right at 270 since he got called back up, with 10 homers and 38 RBIs. So I agree with you.
Matt Kemp drives one foul. It's a strike. And again, as impressive as the offensive numbers on, and I think we all look at our sport from an offensive perspective, I'm really excited about what Adonis has done with the glove. At third base in the first weeks of the season, I mean, at times it was like there was nobody playing over there.
Let's flip a coin.
Yeah, right. I think he had 9 errors in the first month. I think he has 8 errors since May, June, July, August. He'll take that kind of work. He's got a very strong arm. I think he's harnessed that a lot better. Not seeing as many wild throws over to first base. As this one's off the pitcher's glove. And the flip to first in time. Schimpf with a nice recovery. And that'll be a 1-4-3 putout to end the Atlanta 6th. The Braves get a run back. It's 8-3. Saturday, September 17th, first 20,000 fans get a Bobby Cox carried off bobblehead, brought to you by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today. Turner Field trivia time. As we get set for the 7th inning, our Turner Field trivia question is, what visiting batter has the most extra base hits at Turner Field?
Oh, God.
Now, we missed out last night on most wins by a Braves rookie in a season at Turner Field. That was Julio Teheran. The name that came to mind for me was Ryan Howard.
That's me too. First guy.
Ryan Howard. So we'll let the fans think about that. See if we're right.
You know, there was a time where maybe Mike Redmond. You know,
that's only if
Glavine was here.
Exactly. Ian Kroll's on to pitch. 7th inning. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs for Fultonevich. Couple of home runs, no walks. Ian's done a nice job.
Yeah, and he had good stuff 2 nights ago. He gave up a 2-out triple to Schimpf that came in to score, but he retired the other 3 hitters. Had a strikeout.
Mile high pop up. Anthony Recker behind the plate has room. Leadoff man sent down, 1 away in the 7th.
Old Anthony's not too shabby back there.
No, he's another guy that's been a very welcome addition.
Yep.
And with the lack of catching or perceived catching all around Major League Baseball, that is a real coup for the Braves to have Recker.
Yeah, and just kind of picked him up from Cleveland. Right?
Yep. Arcia has struck out and popped out. And that's taken low. Bounding ball foul, 2 balls and a strike. We join you tomorrow night from the fighting city of Philadelphia. Joel De La Cruz looking for that elusive first win. Jeremy Hellickson, whom many are surprised is still a Philly, match up in game 1.
Yeah, nothing happened last night, right? No real deals.
Not that I saw.
Me neither.
Now you can still make deals. The problem is the teams that are acquiring those players cannot use those players after September 1st on their playoff roster. So you'll probably still see some movement as teams try to get to the finish line with some extra help. Full count for Oswaldo Arcia. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for a 2nd time today.
Good pitch by Ian. Chris is telling us that Michael Bourne went to Baltimore.
Really?
Last night. Yeah.
Okay. Good for Michael. They've been without Adam Jones for a while. I haven't checked the box score for the Orioles the last couple of days, but I know he'd been having some hamstring problems. And the Orioles trying to stay within shouting distance in the Eastern race. They're 4 back right now, leading in the 2nd wild card.
Well, Michael had a good series against the Braves. We saw him out there.
Know that Baltimore's had some pitching concerns too. I think Chris Tillman's missed some time with a shoulder issue. So it's been the Orioles offense that for the most part has really carried that club.
Well, they've got a young pitcher, right-hander I like a lot. Gossman.
We saw him last year, right?
What an arm. Look out, bat.
Nice catch by a fan from Point Loma, California. That's probably where Mark Grant lives. What do you think? Mark's a Point Loma looking guy.
He is. Flip flops.
Yep.
Tight coaches, short type shorts.
No question. Headband, jog stroller. He's got it all working, I'll bet. Yeah, Adam Jones has missed the last 5 games for the Orioles. So hope Michael Bourne goes there and helps Jim Mishadik's club climb back toward the top of the Eastern standings. Jim's a fine PR man with the Orioles. Used to work here with the Braves. As Sanchez with a home run today faces another 0-2 count. Sharply hit. Dansby knocked it down, picked it up. Catcher running, got him anyway. He didn't hang his head after he dropped the ball. Picked it up, threw a strike, and got the San Diego receiver on a close play at first. 3 up, 3 down for Kroll. We head to the 7th inning stretch. Good play at both ends. And then we hit the road. Eastern rivals face the Braves on the upcoming road trip. That's our Toyota key play.
Phillies got off to such a great start. Remember that?
Yep.
Hasn't been too bad since the All-Star break. 18-25. Maikel Franco has played well against the Braves. We've seen him hit some homers against Atlanta. And of course the Nationals have just worn the Braves out. So while Atlanta picked up a win or two last time they faced each other, time to really do some damage here. And that guy, Trey Turner, after we saw them here and they left town, he went on a bench where he was getting like 4 hits a night.
Yeah, he's really good.
He is really good and used to be with these guys.
One of many, huh?
Uh-huh.
And the guy on the mound used to be with us, Ryan Buchter. Remember him? Buchter was with the Braves system beginning in 2012. Got to the big leagues for the very first time in 2014 with the Braves. All of 1 appearance, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and he got a win. That was his lone major league win coming into this season. After 370 minor league games, 1 big league appearance, and he was 1-0.
He had to figure this was going to be pretty easy.
Right?
Walking around telling everybody, see, I just told you if you gave me a chance.
His win came against the Nationals. And that was sweet because Buchter was originally signed by the Nationals as a 33rd round pick in 2005. So what's the old saying? If you're left-handed, you might be able to pitch forever. And here he is getting an opportunity with the San Diego Padres. And he's going to get Nick Markakis to pop out. And that's how the 7th inning starts. Lots more to talk about with you after our game. It's Braves Live presented by Xfinity. Another excellent start by Mike Fultonevich. Braves bats exploded for 5 fifth-inning runs. 2 run scoring hits by Kemp and Anthony Recker. Freddie Freeman hit a homer, part of his 3 RBI day. And even Mike Fultonevich had a hit and a run scored. In fact, Mike's hit was the one that really took Jared Cosart out of his game, it appeared. He wasn't the same. 5 straight Braves reached. He was yanked. That was the end of the day for him. And Morrow and Buchter have followed in relief.
Hey, look who's up.
Looking forward to seeing that man make it back. 2 years have gone for Shea Simmons, coming back from various arm problems. Perfect game for him to pitch with the Braves up 5 runs. Swing and a miss. You know what Buchter's career record is now?
1-0.
4-0.
Oh, it is.
3-0 with San Diego with a 3.0 ERA.
Like I said, all you needed was a chance.
51 of his 58 games this year have been scoreless. So good for him. He's getting a look in September. In fact, at one point had an 18 1/3 scoreless inning streak in mid-April to late May. Second longest by a Padres reliever this year, and the 3rd longest since Nick Vincent went 23 1/3 without a run 2 years ago. Strike 3 inside corner. Nice comeback for Buchter. He was down 3-1 in the count. 2 outs. And Jace Peterson, the batter. First pitch swing, fly ball. And that should be easy for Dickerson, and it is. Ryan Buchter with a very impressive scoreless 7th inning. And we head to the 8th. All Atlanta again. 8-3 your score.
JACE every day.
8-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning, and you know the man on the mound's heart is beating like crazy. It's Shea Simmons appearing for the first time since July 26th of 2014.
And he had put up some really good numbers prior to his injury. 21 2/3 innings, 23 strikeouts, left-handers hitting a .122 against him. He'd only given up 1 homer, and he was lighting it up at Double-A when he got called up. He had a sub-1 ERA at Mississippi. So after all the work, trying to get it all rehabbed and put back together, here he is on September 1st, 2016.
And he'll face Brett Wallace, who's going to pinch hit for Buchter in the 8th inning. Well, that's the other exciting thing about the Braves ball club. Something we really haven't talked about a lot this year. There are still a lot of guys that they have that have been hurt that might come up and might see some time that maybe fans have forgotten about. Simmons might have been one of them, gone for 2 years. You know about Arodys Vizcaino. He's back on the disabled list with a sore shoulder. Some names to think about as we get ready for spring training next year, maybe the final weeks of September. Paco Rodriguez coming back from Tommy John. Jesse Biddle, Tommy John. Andrew McCuraham, Tommy John. And why those 3 in particular? All 3 of those men are left-handed pitchers. And you'll recall going out of spring training, the Braves were, searching all corners of the earth to try and find left-handed relief help.
Right.
Eric O'Flaherty has filled part of that role. Eric also had a cleanup procedure in his elbow, some of the after effects from Tommy John surgery. He's going to be finished for the season.
Shea's got some good velocity. He's throwing 95, 96. He threw a good changeup that just missed out of the zone.
So Simmons, the first of those guys to make it back. And the 2-2 pitch is lifted toward left. Kept coming on. Diving catch, and this time he's able to hang on. Wallace retired on a sinking line drive. 1 down.
Good jump on that. Nice play.
The attendance today, 22,253. Weather day at the ballpark, and they've seen nice weather. Bright sunny skies early. It's clouding up a bit. Gentle breeze keeping things cool. Wind blowing straight out now for Adam Rosales.
I feel like a parent must feel when
Jace Peterson will handle an easy pop-up. 2 out.
When their child gets to the big leagues, because not just Shea Simmons, but any of the guys that have gone through what they've had to go through to get back, and you want them so much to have a good outing as a reward for all that hard work they put in. I'm kind of tense up here. Like when Matt made that catch, I was like a parent sitting in the stands, like, okay, good, all right, no leadoff, no leadoff runner.
Well, there are many more to come for the Braves as Travis Jankowski bats. The guy I feel like you do is Dan Winkler. Remember, he fractured his elbow throwing a pitch here in Atlanta in early April, and that was just horrible. As a little ground ball, and welcome back Shea Simmons. 3 up, 3 down, 2 years of toil in anonymity, and he's back on a major league mound, and he retires 3 San Diego Padres with relative ease. That is more good news on a day filled with it here at home against the Padres.
is sponsored by Georgia Power and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
Time for the bottom of the 8th inning on another beautiful day in Atlanta. Great day for a picnic, do a little fishing, sit back and watch the Braves game on Fox Sports Go. And I'm sure those fans have enjoyed what they've seen today as the Braves are trying for their first home sweep of a 3-game series this year today.
It would be mighty fine if they can just finish it off. Carlos Villanueva is the 4th reliever used today. That's consistent by the Padres. They've used 4 relievers in every game in this series. Villanueva pitched here on Tuesday night, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. He not only has a beard, he's got a little Raleigh fingers action working too with his handlebar. Nice. Raleigh fingers was pretty good.
Yes, he was. Did you face him?
Yes.
And
wasn't very good.
Wasn't a lot of fun, huh?
No, wait a minute. I did not.
You didn't see him?
I did. I saw him in an old timers game, and that was worse.
Oh.
And he was throwing about 93 then.
I was going to say, the rumor is he took those old timer games seriously.
It looked like he was trying out. It was brutal. I think I remember looking at the catcher going, seriously? Is this what we're doing here? So that was like live action. That was a flashback.
Bouncing ball foul by Dansby. 2-2. Yeah, that was an era of baseball that was, as a kid, fun watching those guys work. The Goose Gossages, the Raleigh Fingers, the Bruce Suitors. I mean, it wasn't one hitter. It wasn't just one inning. It was multiple innings for those guys. As my partner, can we get a shot in the booth cam? Y'all want to see a man whose chest is puffed out? Check this out. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Wait a minute. No. I just got handed the note from Chris Capo.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, well, yeah, with an assist. And my partner goes and slams down the note because you can read it. Against
Chris
Raleigh
looked it
Fingers.
up. I was 1 for 2. I hit 500 off of him.
That's really good.
See, those guys, you don't mean much. You just kind of forget about them.
As Dansby takes strike 3 from Carlos Newhouse, as they call him.
Had to have been when he was with San Diego, I'm guessing.
Brandon Snyder is the Atlanta hitter. Now, I'm sure you saw Goose Gossage, right?
Yes, it did. I got a hit off him too somewhere along the way. Goose threw hard, but he looked like he threw a bazillion miles an hour. So big, and big high leg kick. Scowl on his face.
I was going to say, he was Mr. Angry Man on the mound, wasn't he?
Yes.
I mean, it was almost it seemed like watching him pitch, he was insulted that anyone even dared get in the box against him. And with good reason. He was a great major league closer.
Oh, yeah. And like you said earlier, a lot of those guys throwing 2 or 3 innings to get the save. Well, Chris is adding them up over here. 1 for 8 off Gossage. 1 for 2 off Hrabosky.
There's a gapper by Brandon Snyder. Outfield playing deep. Let's see if Brandon goes for 2. He's going to. The throw is going to be late. Does Brandon Snyder have a pinch hit single yet this year?
I don't think so.
That's another extra base hit for him.
Yeah, I don't think he does. And that was just a hustle double right there.
Yep, 7 hits, 7 extra base hits.
How about that? Breaking ball. Doing everything he could to get in there and get into scoring position. Good work.
Get greedy. Keep adding on. It's 8-3. Braves now with 10 hits. Brown Ground ball that's going to sneak through the right side. Another hit for INCIARTE. Snyder around third. No play for Arcia, and Snyder scores to make it 9-3.
I don't know if Adonis was anywhere in the vicinity to let him know to stand up, but Adonis was standing in the on-deck circle after he walked by with his hands up like, stand up, and he'd already slid in head first into home plate. This winning is fun.
Right?
Yeah.
The Braves are punishing the Padres at home. It's 9-3. How about this run total? Tuesday night 7, Wednesday 8, today 9. Which means we'll probably get 10 tomorrow against the Phillies.
Be my thought.
9 runs on 11 hits. Garcia's got 2 of those hits. He scored 2 runs and he's knocked in 1 as well. Now did you play behind Dan Quisenberry?
Yes.
In Kansas City? Now he was as unique a closer as there was in all of Major League Baseball. National League fans may not remember him. Funky delivery, sidearm guy, right?
He was really submarine.
That's right.
Yeah. Quiz was one of those guys that was a lot like Charlie Huff. They were on the verge. Both of those guys were on the verge of being out of baseball in the minor leagues until they came up with something that got him to the big leagues. And for Huff, it was the knuckleball, and for Quisenberry, it was changing his arm action.
Really?
Yep.
Never knew that. Two balls and a strike.
And Dan Quisenberry, one of the great people to ever play this game. Wonderful guy. Lost him way too early.
Yeah, you had real good fortune, I would assume. I'm sure you're grateful of it every day to be on that Royals team at the time you were on it, with the people that were involved with that organization, players, executives, manager.
Yeah, it was a great club. We just didn't. We had a bad second half and fell out of the race, but what great players were on that team.
A walk for Adonis Garcia. The 8th inning continues by Villanueva, and again Freddie Freeman gets to hit with base runners. Freddie's homered again today, 3 more RBIs. He scored 2 runs. 9 homers in his last 20 games. Straightened him up with a fastball. 1-1. Padres travel to LA. The Braves travel to Philly. We'll have a chance to watch some baseball tonight. Mets host the Marlins. Cubs host the Giants. The White Sox are in Minneapolis. High fly ball, left center field. Who wants this? Jankowski and Dickerson. It'll be the left fielder, Dickerson. And there's the second out in the Atlanta 8th.
Boy, good work by the 9-hole hitters today. Fultonevich getting that 5-run inning started with an infield hit. Chase Darno with a pinch hit single and a run scored. Snyder a pinch hit double and a run scored.
It has been a fun series, no doubt about it. Braves in line for their 51st win. 1 ball, 1 strike. A line drive knocked down by Solarte, and his throw to first in time will retire the side. Brandon Snyder doubled to lead off the inning. Ender Inciarte brought him home with an RBI hit, and it's last call for the Padres. FS1, and it all kicks off with a special Friday night edition when Heisman hopeful Christian McCaffrey leads 8th-ranked Stanford against Kansas State. It all starts tomorrow at 8 Eastern on FS1.
Heisman thing is already wrapped up. That's a done deal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma. I don't even know why they're talking about anybody else.
Joe's been writing a lot of checks to the Heisman committee to make sure that happens. Let's see if we're happy on trivia. Turner Field trivia. We both have the same idea for today's answer, and it was who.
I'm gonna vary mine.
Okay, who has the most extra base hits at Turner Field? I'm going to say Ryan Howard. All those home runs, all those doubles. So.
And just so we cover, I'm going to say Rollins instead.
Okay.
For the Phillies.
Let's see if we're right. And the answer is, oh, thank goodness.
Whew, covered. You're smothered, covered,
and well. The Monsters 0 for 2, shall we say, in trivia.
We're getting up
there, rolling.
Though. We're getting up there.
So, last time I checked, that means we have 2 trivia wins.
Yep. I'm not sure, though. I haven't seen the scoreboard, and it's not really official till you see the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, that'll take some time, I'm sure. As Chaz Rowe is on to pitch, things have been sunny side up for Chaz. 8 of his 9 outings have been scoreless. And he'll face Will Myers leading off the 9th.
I love the way Will Myers steps out of the box. He's got no gloves. He just kind of reaches down, gets a little dirt, and then just almost attacks the batter's box.
Yeah. Well, with all due respect to Will Myers and the Padres, if ever they decided they would like to trade him, I would be very happy to see him wear a Braves uniform somehow, some way. He can hit, and he is
play anywhere.
Can play anywhere, and he's from Braves country. North Carolina kid. So he starts the 9th as Solarte digs in. See if Jan Hervis can go 4 for 4 today. That would be 4 flyouts to the center fielder.
I'm sure Inciarte will be up to the task.
This has been an excellent series. Chris looked it up for us. 3 games. The Braves have scored 24 runs. Fly ball left. Kemp's got a long run. That ball's tailing away from him. Can't get it. It's up against the fence. Kemp slams into the fence. The ball ricochets to the warning track. And Myers will score from first on a double. And And San Diego not done yet. It's a 9-4 game.
Tell you what, they've kept Matt busy today. To his right, coming in. And that one just out of his reach. And then, you know, you got to stop and go back and get it. You just can't stop your momentum.
So 4 runs for the Padres, 6 hits for San Diego. Here's Alex Dickerson, and he takes a strike. 24 runs scored by the Braves in 3 games. The team has hit .354. Really impressive work. But here's the number I'm most excited about. Team ERA .242. Pitching was excellent. Teheran, Whistler, and Foltynewicz as starters in the series. Julio got his first home win. Matt Whistler struck out 10 men for the first time as a big leaguer last night. And today Mike Foltynewicz backed up a 7 2/3 innings win against the Giants with 6 innings of 4-hit ball today.
And looking forward, you were talking last night about how rough it's been for the Phillies offensively. They didn't have much working at all against the Nationals staff.
Yeah, they had in 3 games 9 hits total.
Maybe Braves pitchers can add to that, hold them down.
Sharply hit down the right field line by Dickerson. That's going to score Solarte. 3 straight hits greet Chaz Rowe. And Dickerson's on his way to third base with a triple. And this is getting a little too close for comfort now. It's 9-5 and still nobody out. And the Braves bullpen's going to have to get busy with more thunder coming up.
Well, they've done it in order. Single, double, triple. Nice piece of hitting there by Dickerson on that breaking ball down. And Roger McDowell will buy some time.
Ryan Schimpf will be the San Diego hitter. Braves Live presented by Xfinity is coming up next. Andre Aldridge and Nick Green are standing by on the studio set.
Just in case Jim Johnson getting busy.
Schimpf with a strike. Braves have held him to a 1-for-11 line in the first 3 games. He has yet to get the ball out of the infield today.
Adrian Johnson's done a good job behind the plate today. You haven't seen one complaint from anybody.
Nope. Fly ball well hit right. Markakis turns and reaches up and makes the grab. What a catch. That was trouble from the moment it left the bat. It is a sacrifice fly, but it's the first out of the inning too.
Yeah, clears the bases, gets the out, finished the game. Nice play by Nick. He got turned around a little bit. He had a little trouble on a play like this earlier in the series. Remember going back, it kind of went off his glove. But that time, well played on the adjustment.
Here's Arcia, who bounces to first. Rowe will cover. Order restored. 2 outs. Time for our Coors Timeless Moment from Turner Field. Coors Banquet Beer, the sponsor. April 26, 1997, Andrew Jones hit a walk-off homer against the Padres in the bottom of the 10th inning off one of the great closers, Trevor Hoffman. John Smoltz started that game, went 9 innings, and gave up 1 earned run.
You know, these days with so much emphasis put on throwing hard and closers throwing 100 miles an hour, blowing people away, Trevor Hoffman did it with a changeup.
Yeah, that's a pitch Don Sutton talked about a lot, and the term he used to describe it sounds crazy to say, but he called it a devastating changeup.
Yeah. Big high leg kick and big motion.
A base hit to right. So Sanchez has had a nice day today. That's his second hit, and the Padres have 4 in the inning, and Brian Snitker is not going to waste any more time. He's going to go get Chaz Rowe, who faced 6 hitters in the 9th inning. He's allowed 3 runs, but he can't finish the game.
And this will be a save situation for Jim Johnson.
So the Padres scrambled the Braves reliever in the 9th. 3 runs across. It's a 9-6 game. With a huge doubleheader. First, the Astros collide with Adrian Beltre and the West leading Rangers. Then Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers battle the Royals. Action starts at 3:30 Eastern on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. 9th inning continues for the Padres. Jim Johnson needs 1 more out to help the Braves complete the sweep.
Gave up a hit last night, but otherwise struck out the side and looked sharp doing it.
He'll face Alexi Ramirez to pinch hit. Ramirez, the 7th Padre hitter of the inning. And now the Braves are a strike away. And we've been waiting a long time to see a sign like that here in Atlanta.
And that's the truth.
The last sweep for the Braves here were the final 3 games of the season against the Cardinals last year. 0-2. Ground ball to first. Freeman's got it. Jim Johnson bails out Chaz Rowe, and the Braves sweep the Padres 9-6. The final score. The Braves with 7 or more runs in 5 straight home games. They scored 24 runs in the 3-game series, and it will be a happy flight to Philadelphia as the Braves take part in their next to last road trip here in the 2016 season. Good way to finish up this 3-game series. Atlanta by 3, and we'll recap it after this.